Well, good morning. It's JP. I got a note this morning from a longtime friend, YouTube friend, saying, "Boy, I bet you were really PO'd after uh, last night's shootout race." Guess what? I was, and I wanted to make a video that last night, but I was afraid I'd wake up this morning without any subscribers and no friends, so I didn't. Uh, so if you all remember the first one that I did about NASCAR, if you remember, I said, somebody hits a car and it's always, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit your car. I didn't mean to blow you off the track." Well, you might be able to get away with that once during practice and race and the shootout last night. You might be able to get away with that once, not twice. I'd say the same thing, blame it on somebody else. It was said, "Well, every time I get close to your car, you get loose." And like that other person said, she's pretty sure that there's a lot of very close drivers, very close cars together, and that doesn't happen to them. And I don't think it happens to me. That's what she said. If you'd have saw some of the after race, she was right in his face. And he had both hands up on her shoulder trying to keep her away from her. I hope she had something really garlicky for lunch. And he said the same thing. "I didn't mean to. I wasn't trying to. It's your fault. It's your car." Yeah, well, just like I was saying yesterday, the video, these new generations of cars, if you're going to draft somebody, you got to be square on their back bumper, or maybe just a little to the right, to the passenger side. Because if you're not, you're a little to the left, you're going to make that car loose. There's no getting around it. There's no excuse for it, as far as I'm concerned. And, he may have even gotten away with it by saying, "Oops, I bumped your car," and back off. Go around. But he didn't. I think if I counted it right, I think it was he bumped her car 4 times on the left side of the bumper. Until finally she was out of it. He has a car that can start dead last, and within 9 or 10 laps, he's running in the 5th position. A little lower, a little higher. What's he doing? Why is he messing with this one particular car? He's just a southern good old boy. He didn't mean nothing by it. Reminds me of a story that a friend of mine told me. He was a Phoenix police officer, had been for 25 years. He said it was a true story. Here was a guy running down the street, and he's got a bag in his hand. And he's running full blown as hard as he can. So he stopped him. And the first thing out of that guy's mouth was, "I didn't rob that Circle K." He got a bag full of money. He's caught red-handed, and then, "Oh no, I didn't rob that Circle K." So I don't know. Need to tell you where the story went from there, but he did it. Like I said, he did it again. He bumped her. He kept bumping her until she finally was out of control. I got a message last night by somebody. I don't know if I should mention his name or not, but it was just a plain old sucker punch. That's all that was. His name doesn't exist on Google. His name doesn't exist on YouTube. I did just a plain old Google search for his name. It doesn't exist. Well, we all know who he was. So, but that's what we used to call him growing up. Sucker punch. And that, my friends, is when you can't confront somebody face to face. You wait till they turn around and then hit them. And then run like crazy. It's cowardly to do that. In my younger day, I didn't care. You know, we'd be in some bar or something, some cowboy bar. If I had a confrontation with somebody, I'd stand up to them. I'd have to say what I had to say, and I might get my rear end kicked for it. But I'm not going to wait till he turns his back and hit him with a beer bottle and then run out the door. That's basically what the guy did. You can't respond to it. You can't do anything. So, and it came from YouTube. YouTube transferred it over to my email address, like it was going to be a comment on one of the videos. But when I went to look at the videos, what are you doing, kitty? When I went to look at the videos that he supposedly replied to, wasn't there. So, you know, that's somebody else's fault to let a fake account go through like that and use their servers for that. So anyway, that's kind of about all I wanted to say. Recap. He did it again, purposefully. He's got a car and the experience. He shouldn't even be messing with that girl, that woman. And the good thing about Danica, I even had a guy tell me that, well, Richard Petty said that Danica will never win a race unless nobody else shows up. Richard Petty, been retired for a very long time. He must have been talking about Junior. Richard Petty Jr. Probably doesn't even know who the real Richard Petty is, or was. So on national TV, he says Danica couldn't win a race unless nobody showed up. Well, what happened to him? Where'd that guy go? He was there one day. He was a big time commentator on NASCAR. He was up in the Hollywood trailer. And then one day he was gone. Right after he said that. What happened? I think we all know what happened. But to Danica's credit, she was knocked to the back, 3 times? And she raced her way. All the way up, I think she finished 10th or 11th last night. I slept since then, so. And Hamlin come in 18th. You know, they say that revenge is not for us. Revenge is only for God. But karma's a really good thing as far as I'm concerned. So, anyway, I think I'll wrap this up. It's getting long, and I know a lot of people don't like to watch long ones, so I'll just wrap it up. I don't know if I'll do another video on NASCAR or not. I'm going to watch the race. If something really exciting happens and gets my blood going, I might do one. A lot of people, my subscribers and friends, you know, the views go way down on stuff like this. I'm not a ranter, but I am passionate. And to my girls in Australia, I'm not upset, just passionate. Talk to you later.